Hi students, in this video let us discuss about the racemic mixture and resolution. Okay. So here what is the meaning of racemic mixture? Here racemic mixture is a equal amounts of the two enantiomers. Racemic mixture is a equal amounts of two enantiomers. Equal amounts of two enantiomers. Okay, there is a racemic mixture. You see this one, for suppose it is a lactic acid CH3, this is OH hydrogen. Now here its mirror image means enantiomer CH3. Okay, for suppose it is a D-lactic acid. It is a D-lactic acid. If it is a dextro, it is a levo. So levolactic acid. Okay. Now here, what is the configuration of this chiral carbon? The OH on the right side, you see here OH, second priority, here third. So 1, 2, 3 anti-clockwise, but least priority group on the horizontal line. So take the reverse. So it is a R-lactic acid. Okay, absolute configuration is a R-lactic acid. Here dextro-levo indicating that is the optical rotation of the molecule. Okay, so here R-lactic acid, mirror image must be S-lactic acid. Okay, S-lactic acid. So first suppose its optical rotation plus 5 degrees, its optical rotation minus 5 degrees. Okay, here 50% of this R-lactic acid, 50% of S-lactic acid. Okay, these two are present in equal amounts. Okay, 50% of S-lactic acid, 50% of R-lactic acid. Okay, this mixture is a racemic mixture. Equal amounts of the two enantiomers is a racemic mixture. And this racemic mixture is optically inactive. The important point is this racemic mixture is optically inactive. Okay. Why? Because it is optically inactive. Here the optical rotation of the one compound is cancelled by the other compound because these two are present in equal amounts. These two are present in equal amounts. So observed rotation of this one, that means here plus 5 degrees, is cancelled by its mirror image. That means here 5 degrees. Okay. For enantiomers, actually here optical rotation, that means optical rotation is same, but your direction is different. Okay. So in a polar emitter experiment, this molecule rotates the plane polar light in a clockwise direction, and its mirror image rotate the plane polar light in a anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So here for suppose for this one, if you get the plus 5 degrees and for its mirror image minus 5 degrees. So your optical rotation cancel each other. So total optical rotation of the mixture is 0. Total optical rotation of the mixture is 0. So here this compound is optically inactive. Sorry, this mixture is optically inactive mixture. And here this phenomena is known as the external compensation. Okay, this phenomena is known as the external compensation. Okay. And here meso compounds are also optically inactive due to plane of symmetry. That is called as the internal compensation because half of the optical rotation is cancelled by its another half, because in a meso compound that compound is divided into two equal halves and those two equal halves are the mirror images. So half of the rotation is cancelled by the another half. So that is a meso compound optically inactive due to internal compensation. Okay. Now here the racemic mixture is also optically inactive. It is due to external compensation. That means your optical rotation of the one enantiomer is cancelled by its mirror image. Okay, that is an external compensation. So racemic mixture optically inactive. Now here see this one. For suppose 50% dextroisomer and 50% levoisomer, that is 100% racemic mixture. 100% racemic mixture, optical rotation 0. Optical rotation 0. Because these two are present in equal amounts. Okay. Now here, next see, 60% dextroisomer, now 40% levoisomer. It is a 100% mixture. It is just one mixture. Now in this mixture, there is an unequal amounts of the enantiomer. 60% dextroisomer and 40% of the levoisomer. Now here, what is the percentage of the racemic mixture? Well, the racemic mixture equal amounts of two enantiomers. Okay, the mixture in which equal amounts of the two enantiomer is a racemic mixture. So 40% levo, now 40% dextro. So 80% racemic mixture. Now here the 20% dextro. 20% dextrose. It is an excess enantiomer. It is an enantiomer present in excess amount. That's why it is called as an enantiomeric excess. Okay, this is called as an enantiomeric excess. Okay, enantiomeric excess. Enantiomeric excess is a 20% extra D isomer. Okay, 20% extra D isomer. Okay, now here for this mixture optical rotation not equals to 0 and its optical rotation plus x degrees. Okay, of course some value, but here the rotation of this mixture in a clockwise direction because 20% extra which is present, dextro isomer is present. So 80% is racemic mixture, remaining 20% is called the enantiomeric excess. So this mixture is optically active because of the 20% extra enantiomer. Now here, for suppose 30% dextro isomer, 70% levo isomer, that implies a 30% dextro, a 30% levo. So 60% racemic mixture plus 40% levo. This is the enantiomeric excess. That is the enantiomeric excess. Now here, this mixture is optically active mixture. This mixture is optically active mixture. Why it is optically active mixture? Because of the presence of the excess amount of the levo isomer. Okay. So here in this case, optical rotation minus y degrees. Okay. So some value with negative sign because anti-clockwise direction. Okay. That's it. Now here for a given mixture, how to calculate the enantiomeric excess? See, this is the enantiomeric excess, also called the optical purity. Optical purity. Okay, that equals to here observed rotation. Observed rotation of mixture. Observed rotation of mixture by rotation of pure enantiomer. Rotation of pure enantiomer into 100. Okay, by using this formula we can calculate the enantiomeric excess and optical purity, or we can calculate by this formula also D minus L summation. Here D plus L into 100. Here D is the number of moles of D isomer in a mixture. Now L is number of moles of L isomer. Okay, number of moles of L isomer in the mixture. So by using this formula we can calculate the enantiomeric excess and optical purity. Okay, let us do one problem on this. So this is the formula. If a 2-butanol with observed rotation of plus 9.72 degrees and rotation of pure enantiomer is plus 13.5 degrees. Okay. So here observe the rotation of the pure enantiomer means here this is a plus 2-butanol. This is a plus 2-butanol. Okay. Now here this is a mixture actually. Here mentioned the 2-butanol. That means here in this case plus 2-butanol and minus 2-butanol both are present. The observed rotation of that mixture is plus 9.72 degrees. That means here again here observed rotation is plus 9.72 means here which isomer is present in excess amount, that the plus isomer is present in excess amount. Now here enantiomeric excess equal to observed rotation 9.72 degrees. Okay. Now here plus and here rotation of the pure enantiomer plus 13.5 degrees. Okay. So that equals to here in this case 72%. Okay. 72% enantiomeric excess it is. Enantiomeric excess. Now here see this one, racemic mixture equals to 100 minus enantiomeric excess. Okay. Racemic mixture equals to 100 minus enantiomeric excess. Okay. So here in this case racemic mixture equals to 100 minus 72, that equals to 28% racemic mixture. Okay, 28% is only racemic mixture. If a 28% of racemic mixture means here 14% is plus isomer and 14% is minus isomer. Okay, Actually, which is present in excess amount? That plus isomer present in excess amount. Okay, because the mixture gives a plus rotation. That means the clockwise rotation. So here 14% is plus isomer, 14% minus isomer, that is the racemic mixture. So enantiomeric excess 72% must be added to the plus isomer. Okay, must be added to the plus isomer. That means here the plus isomer equals to, here in this one, 86%. Okay, 86% is D isomer and 14% is L isomer. That is a total 100% mixture. In the mixture, 86% is dextro isomer, 14% is levo isomer. Here 14, here 14, 28% is resin mixture, remaining 72% is enantiomeric excess. Okay, that's it. So by using this formula, we can calculate the enantiomeric excess and optical purity. Okay. So here next concept is resolution. Okay, resolution means the separation of the enantiomers from a racemic mixture is a resolution. Okay, separation of enantiomers. Separation of enantiomers from racemic mixture or from a mixture. Okay, separation of the enantiomers from a mixture. Okay. So that means here in a mixture both enantiomers are present. So how to separate those enantiomers individually from a mixture? Okay. So generally you know that enantiomer separation is very difficult. Enantiomer separation is very difficult. So because enantiomers have the same physical properties. That means here enantiomers have the same boiling point, same melting point, same solubility. Okay. So enantiomers have the same physical properties. So if there is a difference in a boiling point, we can separate easily by the distillation technique. For suppose if a compound boils at 60 degrees and if a compound boils, a second compound boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now those two are, the mixture contains both compounds A and B having boiling point 60 and 100 degrees centigrade. Now how to separate these two? We can separate these two easily by their distillation. Okay. That means here that mixture must be heated up to 70 degrees centigrade. So the compound A boils first and vapors are condensed again, we will get the liquid A and liquid B separately. Okay. So by the simple distillation technique we can separate compounds if those compounds have different boiling point. But here enantiomers have the same boiling point, so we cannot separate. Separation of the enantiomers are difficult. But the point is diastereomers have the different physical properties. Okay, diastereomers means here those are isomers which are not mirror images, may be active or inactive. Those are the diastereomers. Diastereomers have the different physical properties. So separation of the diastereomers is easier. Okay, it is a possible method, but enantiomer separation is not possible. So now here, but we should separate the enantiomers individually from a mixture. So for this one, there is a one method, that is a diastereomeric method. Okay, there is a method that is a diastereomeric method. Diastereomeric method. So in this diastereomeric method, enantiomers are converted into diastereomers. Okay, enantiomers are first of all converted into diastereomers by reacting with optically pure compound. Okay, optically pure compound. For suppose here see this one carboxylic acid and this is the alcohol, the presence of the concentrated H2SO4, the presence of concentrated H2SO4. So here there is a loss of water molecule that is dehydrated by the concentrated H2SO4. So RC double bond OR dash. Okay, ester will be formed. Now here again this ester on dilution we will get the carboxylic acid. RC double bond OH, here H, here O or dash. Okay. So based on this reaction we can separate. So how this reaction is useful? You see this one, I am taking this one. So hydrogen, this is a CH3 and this is a carboxylic acid. Okay, here in this case OH. So this is a one isomer, for suppose first priority, second priority, third priority. 1, 2, 3 clockwise. R lactic acid. This is or lactic acid. Here 50% of our lactic acid, for suppose. Now here, this is the OH, here CH3 and this hydrogen COOH. Here first priority, second priority, this is the third priority. Now here 1, 2, 3 anti-clockwise, that means here S lactic acid. Okay, this is also present in a 50%. So it is a racemic mixture actually. It is a racemic mixture. This mixture is optically inactive mixture. Now here this mixture must be reacted with optically pure compound. Optically pure compound, that is an alcohol. Because here this carboxylic acid group and alcoholic group are combined, will get the ester. Now here I am taking this compound, that is an optically active compound, simple compound I am taking here, hydrogen, here C2H5. So here first priority is second priority ethyl, third priority methyl. 1, 2, 3 anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3 anti-clockwise. That means here S configuration. So it is S2 butanol. This is S2 butanol. 100% mark. Okay, this is 100%. That means here optically pure compound. This is optically pure compound. It is not a mixture. It is not a mixture. It is only a single isomer, single enantiomer. But it is a mixture of the two enantiomers. Now here 50% of this enantiomer reacts with 50% of S2 butanol. And remaining, this is 50% react with remaining 50% of S2 butanol. Then you will get the two esters. Okay, you see this one. Say OH, your hydrogen, ester will be formed. So OH, this is the carbon, hydrogen, this one CH3, C double bond, O, here this compound, hydrogen, this is the CH3, and here C2H5. Okay, that is the one compound. Now remaining 50%, because here 50% is limiting agent, so here 50% is reacted with this 50%. Remaining 50% react with this compound. So here in this case, plus here OH, CH3 hydrogen, C double bond, O, here CH3 hydrogen, C2H5. Now here in this case configuration, here R configuration, the configuration is S configuration, RS here, S configuration, here S configuration. Now these two are not the mirror images, these two are the diastereomers. The relationship is diastereomers. So it is a diastereomeric mixture. This is a diastereomeric mixture. And this mixture is an optically active mixture, enantiomeric mixture. The mixture of the two equal amounts of two equal enantiomers is optically inactive. This mixture is optically inactive. Now here this mixture is reacted with optically pure compound. You will get again mixture 50% of this one, 50% of this one. These two are not the mirror images. So relationship is diastereomers. So this diastereomeric mixture is optically active mixture. Okay, because here the rotation of the one diastereomer is not cancelled by the other diastereomer. Okay, because those two are not the mirror images. Okay, you can see here RS configuration, but here SS configuration. That's it. So your diastereomeric mixture. Okay, this is optically active mixture. Now here these two are the diastereomers having different properties. So here by using distillation technique, okay, by using distillation technique or by using a fractional distillation, okay, fractional distillation. That means here by using one physical method we can separate these two diastereomers. That means here this one OH here hydrogen, this is the CH3, C double bond, O here hydrogen, this one CH3 and C2H5. And next here OH, CH3 hydrogen, C double bond O, OCH3 and hydrogen C2H5. So these two are separated by physical technique, okay, because diastereomers have different properties. Now here from this ester, how to get our enantiomer? So here this one on dilution, here H, this is OH. So here OH, here CH3 and hydrogen, C double bond OH, and here OH carbon and CH3 hydrogen C2H5. Now here again these two compounds must be separated by using the distillation technique. These two compounds are different compounds having different boiling point or melting point or solubility. So again these two also can be separated by the physical method. Okay. Of course, this one also get hydrolyzed, so that gives the enantiomer and optically active alcohol. Okay, optically active carboxylic acid, optically active alcohol. Okay, so here by using this technique, we can separate the enantiomers into individual enantiomers. Okay, that means racemic mixture into individual enantiomers. Okay, it is a diastereomeric method because first of all enantiomers are converted into diastereomers. So diastereomers are easily separated. Again here after separation, by the hydrolysis we can get the carboxylic acid, optically active carboxylic acid, and of course optically active alcohol. Again these two are separated. That's it. That is the method. Okay. Now here in this case, in place of the alcohol we can take the amide also. For suppose the carboxylic acid on reaction with optically active R1 hydrogen R3. Okay, optically active amine, optically active amine or optically pure amine. Okay, that means here carboxylic acid and amine, we will get the amide actually. Okay, we will get the amide. That means here RC double bond, here NHC R dash hydrogen, this is R3 amide. Okay, that means here that enantiomeric mixture of the carboxylic acid by reacting with optically active amine, we will get the diastereomeric mixture like this. Or we can take like this, enantiomeric mixture of alcohol and optically pure carboxylic acid. That means here carboxylic acid group combines with the alcohol group. Okay, so like that also we can take. Or enantiomeric mixture of the amine reacted with optically pure carboxylic acid, again we will get the diastereomeric mixture. So now here after separation, again this amide on dilution, your OH, your hydrogen, again these two are separated. RC double bond O, your OH plus NH2 here C, R dash hydrogen here R2 or R3, okay, different component I am taking. Okay, so like this. So either a racemic mixture of if you take a racemic mixture of the carboxylic acid, then it must be reacted with optically pure alcohol or optically pure amine. Okay, if you take a racemic mixture of amine, then you have to take the optically pure carboxylic acid. Okay, so that is a diastereomeric method. Okay, thank you for watching.